Race number 9, the field lines up this way. It is over the 1200 metres. It is a Class 3 in Brilliant Way. He did some early work last time, comes up with Barry at 5 in this. Wings of War, first starter for Tony Millard, comes out of group racing in the UK when formerly trained by Clive Cox. California Rad's a 2-time course and distance winner. Satanta's won a trial. Supreme Lucky comes up in grade. Magniac wears a tongue tie but gets a wider gate than his debut. Youthful Deal has placed 2 from 3 course and distance. Diamond Flare goes up in trip. Wonder Kit, he's coming off that 4th behind Beauty Eternal's been back to the trials, an 8 trigram. Tom is eligible for Class 4.
And so he might get caught wide 8 trigrams out there in his draw of 13 with Dylan Mole. They just might try and press on. Brilliant Way was made to work early last time out, Paul, but Magniac, is he going to have the pace to cross here from 12?
Yeah, I think he will, because he led in his races in Australia as well. So he was forward in his debut run. So he is a front-running horse. I think he's got no choice but to keep going. California Rad is the query. Is he going to make him work with Angus Chung aboard? If so, he might have to sit outside California Rad. Youthful Deal should get a nice run.
We're going to focus on the first starter, though. Wings of War is his name. Nick spoke to Karis Teaton to see if this can be the drought breaker for the stable.
Karis Teaton, Wings of War is one of your rides in, on Sunday's card, race number 9. You're going to pull on very famous racing silks, those of Mary Slack. Yep. But talk us about this horse, talk us through this horse's preparation, because you've been on board for those trials.
Yes, Nick. Well, firstly, it's nice to be able to have a big owner like, of course, Mary Slack in Hong Kong. I think it's a great thing to do, you know. And just to be able to ride her first run in Hong Kong, it's a great opportunity for me. But yeah, he's a lovely horse. He's doing everything right in his trial. We think he's ready to go to races. Of course, he's just going to improve with racing.
Do you think there is that element of improvement to come? To what sort of degree, Karis? I mean, obviously, I'm sure he's not going to be screwed down for his first run. Obviously, there's obviously a longer aim, I suppose, with him. But as far as coming into his debut is concerned, are you pretty confident he can acquit himself where you are?
Yeah, 100%. I think he's going to be competitive. He's got a lot of class about him. And I think he's going to, you know, if what we think, I think he's going to take step by step, and I think he's going to gradually pick up a few points along the way, that's for sure.
Group 2 winner in the UK when trained by Clive Cox. That was over 1,200 metres in the Mill Reef. So, as you say, he does have a fairly decent level of form. Yeah,
I've watched some of his races, and like I said, you know, when I first set on him, he gave you a good feel. There is a bit of class about him, but yeah, just looking forward to riding him, and let's hope he runs well.
Just on the aspect of his owner, Mary Slack, would you have ridden for her in South Africa? I imagine you would have done. She obviously runs a lot of horses there.
Yeah, well, I did run a lot of horses for her back home. Don't know if she knows me, she still remembers me, but I'm sure she will do on Sunday. But yeah, she's of course a great owner to ride for. You know, of course we are blessed to have owners like this in South Africa that keep supporting racing.
Not only the UK, was Group 3 placed in France as well, was Wings of War. We move on here, Paul, to Decisive 12, who doesn't have a bad record over the 1200 around Sha Tin.
He's been running well, hasn't he? Look, he looked, for me, he was a real fresh up horse, this one, but he's still running quite well and finished off strongly enough. He didn't quite make it in. I think this is quite a strong field, but he wasn't far away. And
he's one of 68 in the past. He's a little bit lower than that at the moment, 65. You can see him here. Nothing was going to beat Victor, the winner, this time round, but he stayed on well enough, just didn't quite get him in. He also lost a plate in this race as well.
It is a Decisive 12 Goko win running 4th there. Supreme Lucky, Tom, has been absolutely flying. The punt came off 2 runs ago and he backed it up with this win.
Yeah, this time round, Barrier 11 does worry me a little bit with him, because he had just a perfect run last time out. If he doesn't get any cover, this horse, I wonder if he just might fire up. If they go forward, they might get caught wide with him, Paul. So I think he might be a horse that they can beat this time round.
Yeah, look, I've got one to beat him, but look, he's going so well, and the penny's starting to drop with him. He's not the finished product, as you say, and he has to do it up and grade from a wide draw.
All right, so maybe not over the line this week, Supreme Lucky. Here is the horse to beat him, Paul. Who is it and why?
Which is Magniac. I just think this horse is going to get across and lead, and he's come out of this really strong form race here. Of course, Beauty Eternal's gone on and won again. He's going to be a fitter horse from this run. I think he can get to the front, and he just sort of knocked up. He was in front doing it nicely here at this stage. Obviously the winner was too good, but look, I really like the run here. I thought Youthful Deal ran really well, so both Magnac and Youthful Deal go in.
Yeah, there are a couple of the main players for sure. Youthful Deal really knuckling down nicely over the final stages. Horse on the inside there as well in the green and the yellow. Wonder Kit didn't get a lot of luck. He was sort of tightened up sort of the last 100 or so.
And he had missed a start leading in that after that barrier, on the way to the barrier incident with Beauty Eternal. Diamond Flare, Tom, you're going to make a case for him.
Yeah, he's a son of deep field, going from 1,000 to 1,200 metres. So you can see he's a little bit keen in this track work here, but I thought he was doing his best work late. Now, outside of the group races on that day, the 5th of February, he was certainly one of the quicker last 400s of the day. So up and trip, I thought, might assist him. He'll go back from that draw.
First time he's ever raced over 1,200. All of his racing in Australia was 1,100 and debuted over the 1,000 here, but we know you're on top selection already, Paul.
Yeah, I've got to look. If he gets across and leads, which I think he can, and I think Magnac can win, he looks a really nice recruit here in Hong Kong. Supreme Lucky, I think he can run well. And on the map, I thought both California Rad and Youthful Deal both get good runs. California Rad, we know he's a well-rated horse at the moment, gets a £10 claim from Barrier 3, and Youthful Deal finished off strongly alongside Magnac. It actually beat a Magnac home last time, but I thought Magnac, with that run under his belt, can turn the tables here. 8, 6, 3 and 10.
I'll take a chance at a price with Diamond Flare. He did win second up at Wyong in Australia over the 1100 prior to arriving. He was the third quickest 400 of his race last time out, and certainly one of the better ones through that day. Not many horses ran under 22 through that program. So Diamond Flare over 10, Youthful Deal. If he's cherry ripe, he should go close in this. 8 Magnac and 6 Supreme Lucky. 11, 10, 8 and 6, but it's a good race.
And punters have put Youthful Deal up as the early favourite, 3.9 in betting.